Hey everybody, how is it going? I'm at my mountain bike today and I thought this is the perfect time to show you it in a little bit more detail. First though, I've got to find the trail that I'm meant to be following. Whilst I'm at it, how cool is the navy blue Imperial Development Team kit? First things first, this is a Lapierre XR 9.9 LTD and it is a size large and it looks uber cool in black and orange. I would say that. I love the colour orange and the black sets it off really nicely. It's got a light kind of metallic grey silver highlight over the name Lapierre. I've had it for a few weeks now and you've probably noticed I've been riding, well actually mostly this throughout the entire month of July, and that's purely because I just enjoy it. It's keeping me fit, it's keeping me fast, it's keeping me fresh mainly, mentally. So what has it got? Well, it's dirty at the moment so I'm not going to show you whilst riding, but check out these slow-mos. It's got Fox suspension front and rear, 75 psi in the front, 205 psi in the rear. I like to run it quite hard at the back. 745 saddle height, 175 SRAM Eagle XX1 cranks, much as the entire group set, Eagle XX1. So it's got that 500% gear ratio, which is huge. It came with a 32 tooth chainring on the front, but to be really honest, I do ride it on the road a little bit as well to get to different trails. So I've now put on a 38, and of course that's orange. It's got 740mm bars from FSA, 70mm stem. I did run it the other day with a negative 25 degree 120mm road stem, or track stem actually. And it was okay, handling was alright, though I'd say if anything the stem was probably 2 or 3 centimetres longer than it needed to be. So maybe in the future, that's something I'll play around with again. The bikes still have to be fun and confident when you ride them. So I'm not sure if I'll use that. Maybe for the non-technical races, or like the beach races, that sort of thing. That could be quite a good idea for that stem. Get low, get racy. Tyres are currently 22 psi front and rear for the sort of trails that I'm riding mostly at the moment, with a little bit of road training. That's kind of a well-balanced tyre pressure. Nice and confident. It's got SRAM level TLM brakes, 160mm rotor on the back, 180mm rotor on the front. It's got a single bottle cage, so if I was going to be doing any longer races, you'd either be relying on feed zones or maybe carrying some sort of hydration pack, and I guess you could always stick one on the seat post. Talking about the seat post, full carbon seat post with no dropper post. Though weirdly I don't really miss not having the dropper post. What I do miss though is using it for getting on and off the bike, because mountain bikes tend to feel quite high off the ground, in my opinion. The dropper post would make it that little bit easier. Lapierre foam grips on the bars, which are actually really nice. For once I don't have to wear gloves, which makes a difference. Normally on the mountain bike I kind of revert to wearing gloves, just for the grip on the bars really, effortless grip, so you don't have to squeeze too tightly, but your hands are confidently positioned. But these seem to grip the skin pretty well. Twin lockout as well on the left, so actually its natural setting is suspension closed, so hitting all the bumps like a rigid bike, like a hardtail, and then you push away to open it up, so it always pings back to fully closed, which is great for sprinting and things like that. Basically means you can't accidentally engage or open your shocks when you're trying to go fast, which I think is genius. So the entire bike weight is just 10.5 kilos, which is insane. It's properly light. You may have seen it on a couple of videos recently. I would describe it as a road bike with suspension and knobbly tyres. It's that light and it's that responsive. Lapierre carbon wheels obviously add to that as well. Part of the world, we are blessed with some seriously cool descents. This one is the first one out of the house. Doesn't lose a huge amount of elevation, and I'm not getting the KOM today. You have to properly pedal this top section before you get into the woods. But it's good, it's like a nice little warm-up. I always think the first descent of every mountain bike ride should be just fine-tuning those skills, the coordination. People and dogs, I think, are going to be a bit of a feature today. So there are a lot of cars parked at the top. There you go. I enjoy that. You can come down here with the brakes off if you know it's going to be clear. So do a couple of runs or have someone watching. It's just a really nice little trail. Bit of a squirm there. Also, I'm not sure my camera mount is really up to pushing it today. I've got it just stuck out in front of me nicely. On the road, that's fine. But it's the first time I've actually ridden the mountain bike like this. Yeah, the camera is not great for handling. It's just a huge amount of weight out front. only weighs a few grams, or rather 100 grams, but with the mount that's 200 grams, and then also the fact that it is now 40 odd centimetres in front of me, there's a lot of leverage there. This trail's mega in the dry. So I used to spend a lot of my time thinking I'd really like a proper enduro mountain bike, and I'd love to go and do some enduro racing and all the rest of it, but actually it turns out I just like getting fast. So I prefer using segments of road to get from one place to the next, from one decent set of trails to the next, and I just don't think I'd enjoy that as much. Well, I know for a fact I wouldn't enjoy it as much on a longer travel mountain bike. And because of that, and the fact that I actually really want to race marathons, like I keep on talking about, cross-country national series, that sort of thing, this is the perfect bike. You could quite happily ride it 100, 200 kilometers for a really, really big day out if you had to, and you wouldn't feel wildly dissimilar to a road bike. And as soon as you go downhill off-road, insanely capable. Just makes you smile, and what more do you want? I bet this doesn't even look steep. How random. One of the least expected discoveries on today's ride. You know, rivers, quarries, cattle, sheep, vineyard, probably not. I reckon that's probably about it for details on the mountain bike. But if there are any questions you've got, or if you think I've missed out anything, do drop it in the comments below and I'll do my best to get around to answering it. Otherwise, I will see you again soon.